Hey, all this week we're going to talk about obedience and obedience as the consummate expression of trust, and trust as the end game of what Jesus is saying about the vine and the branches of John 15. We're looking at John 15 specifically. I want to give you today verse 9 through 17, and I want you to recognize how much obedience is a part of this text. How much obedience is a part of this text. That's why we're focusing on it and we're hitting it in this service all week long, is because obedience is the consummate expression of trust. Listen to this passage. Jesus said in verse 9, "As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now remain in my love. If you obey my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have obeyed my Father's commands and remain in his love. I've told you this, so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, this is going to be the dominant theme of all week long. Greater love has no one than this, that he laid down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I've called you friends. For everything that I learned from my Father I've made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will last. Then the Father will give you whatever you ask in my name. This is my command: love each other." Okay, wow. Command is used a bunch. Obey is used a bunch in those verses. Because he's saying that when you obey me, you trust me. We're saying that trust and dependence are synonymous. Trust and dependence are synonymous. When you sit on a chair, you're depending it's going to hold you up. When you drive your car, you're depending it's going to run. When you put food in your freezer, you're depending it's going to work. All that stuff is built on trust, but it's inanimate trust, right? It's animate trust. It's an animate object. This is kind of inanimate trust, right? It's this relational thing. And so what we've got to do is build the relationship in order to experience the trust. The trust that you have I would garner to say, any intimate relationship you have is founded on trust. The moment you don't think you can trust that person is the moment your intimacy is compromised. So there's no way around it. You cannot build trust with Jesus without spending time with Jesus. You can't build trust in what he has said in order to obey what he has said without investing in what he has said. That's why earlier in the passage, he said, if you remain in me and my words remain in you, right? We're investing in his word, so his word builds in us an awareness of and a trust in what God has said. And with that, then, I choose to obey. All week long, let's be thinking about your obedience. How is it? Do you feel like you obey all the time? Most of the time? Some of the time? Not much of the time. What would you say about your own obedience? How much do you obey? Your obedience is just a reflection of your trust in God. Lord Jesus, build our trust this week. We love you. Everything you said is true and reliable, and we can depend on it. We can depend on you, your Spirit within us. Lord, teach us. Teach us, Lord, to obey. I'll see you tomorrow.